Hi, my name is Mikayla, and this is my story on how I took control of my life and my experience with probation. Growing up, I had a lot of instability around middle school. My family started to move around a lot, and I had to switch schools pretty often. That created a lot of uncertainty for me. I wasn't able to focus on my schooling, and I started looking for a sense of belonging in kind of the wrong places. I started hanging around in really bad friend groups, and ultimately ended leading me to being put on probation. After being put on probation, I still didn't really have a lot of stability at home. I wasn't really being held to any type of a standard. So with being on probation and not having that stability at home, I started to get into trouble and ended up getting probation violations to where I had to be going on probation flashes, and eventually I had to be aged out in juvenile hall. So this is actually the exact same unit that I was housed in 6 years ago. When I first came in to Blue Gum into Unit 8, it was really nerve-wracking. I didn't know anybody that was in here. I didn't know what it was going to be like. I didn't know the way that they ran the program here, and it made me really uneasy. When coming to be housed, I had actually made the choice to turn myself in to my probation officer because I already knew that I was in violation of probation. When I came, I was with my dad and my little sister. Just seeing my little sister be so heartbroken and have to see me be handcuffed and taken into juvenile hall really took a toll on me. And that was the thing that I struggled the most with when being housed here. Every time that I would talk to her, she was so sad. And the fact that I'm making my little sister so upset, it can't be positively affecting any of us. So that's when I started to really focus on what I was doing and kind of what I wanted out of life. I remember sitting at one of these tables and overhearing another girl that was housed here talking to a staff. She asked her, "How do I change my mentality?" And that really set off a light bulb in my own mind of how would I change my mentality. It can be really hard to do that when you're coming from somewhere where you didn't have that role model. When parents are unstable and in and out of the home, you don't really know what direction to go. And so I'm forever grateful for Unit 8 and kind of all the people that I met in here, all the staff that came in here and spoke with us and gave us classes, because without them, I would not have been able to learn how to flip my mentality around. While being housed in Unit 8, I had the opportunity to meet a staff, Ben Willer, and he would come in every other Wednesday and teach us seeking safety. You could tell that he was very passionate about what he was doing, and he really wanted us to see our worth and our value. It really helped me to start questioning, okay, what is my value? And is the stuff that I'm doing really adding up to that? No, it wasn't. It didn't add up to what I wanted to be treated like. I was just kind of being walked all over, or taken advantage of, or being kind of pressured to be a part of a certain lifestyle that I really didn't want for myself. And I'm so grateful that Ben was able to show me that and make me realize that I'm worthy of so much more than I was giving myself. While being here, I also got in contact with Renee Flora, who runs the grad program. She helped me extremely by getting me in contact with Without Permission, where I was able to meet Michelle Camacho. Both of them were able to regularly come into juvenile hall while I was housed and speak with me and kind of get me started on what it was going to look like when I got released and what support they could offer me outside of being in juvenile hall. My probation officer was Officer Monzo, and I'm extremely grateful for her because she's the one that initially had to make the decision for me to be aged out. I really appreciate that she did that for me, and she had the courage to make that big of a decision on my behalf, because without that I wouldn't have came in contact with any of the resources that I am now, and I wouldn't have been able to consistently make the decision to be in control of my life. Some advice that I would give to youth or anybody that's on probation or dealing with law enforcement is to always keep an open and honest line of communication with your probation officer or any staff that you are working one-on-one with. It's very important that you're transparent and honest about what's going on, what your situation is, because they won't be able to help you sufficiently if you aren't transparent. it's extremely important to know that you're able to advocate for yourself, and if you ever don't feel supported, to speak up about that and ask for the extra support where you need it. A lot of people never thought that I would end up where I am right now, and I'm extremely grateful again for all the opportunities that I've been given, and I hope to show other people that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, that your circumstances don't define you. Your environment does not have to define you. No matter where you're from, what you've gone through, or where you are now, you can always make a positive change. My hope is to continue making a positive impact on others' lives based off of my experience and the successes that I've had by taking advantage of the opportunities given to me and all of the resources that I've been connected to.